Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Quicksilver Rocket League series. Wouldn't be a QRLS cast if we didn't have a little tech issue right there. Anyway, tonight we've got a matchup like no other. The Speed Demons will take on the Mustangs in our match of the week. This one's going to be epic. Will the Mustangs continue their dominance, or are we about to witness the full resurgence of the Speed Demons? There's only one way to find out, and I'm your host. Joining me in the booth tonight is none other than the Batmobile himself, Mr. Batman. Kip Tiro, how are you, man?
Uh, it's casting with you, CJ, is always a time. So definitely present here tonight. But should be a good matchup. You know, Stream's going great so far. Can't blame the people. Of course, it's the technology. Shout out our producer Scraps, average Scrap stream. But should be a good matchup nonetheless. We got the Mustangs, with their consistent roster so far, and Speed Demons previously had Tom sub for them last week. They actually ended up picking him up. So it should be interesting in that dynamic. I guess they kind of like the results. I believe they got the series win. So had a bit of a rough start to the season, but now they're making kind of a comeback and trying to keep that momentum going.
Yeah, and I mean, like you mentioned, they've picked up a new player, a British player, one of my fellow British men and a friend of mine in Tom's, who played absolutely out of his mind for them last week. So I understand why he got picked up onto that team. Zarek, I know to be one that really pushed for that, as Zarek, I'm assuming, likes to play with Tom. And then you look to the team that hasn't made a change yet, the one, the only Mustangs. The dominance they have shown so far is, I think, probably the best in the league, maybe second best to Spectres. I mean, they are power ranked up there.
Yeah, definitely a consistent team so far. You got Chop, you got Chiwigo, and then you got the person they shove in the backpack every time with Pickle. But it should be a good kind of two-headed monster on that team, and Pickle's not terrible enough to drag him down. So they are a solid team. They have been solid so far throughout this season, and they're leading their sick division in points currently. So definitely in a great spot in terms of playoff pictures. Definitely a tough team. Should be great matchup between both these teams. They've had recent success, and we'll see which team is able to keep it going.
I mean, it's going to be a great match, like you said. You look at the Speed Demons, right? You got to wonder what they were thinking when it came to switching their roster, because obviously they won last week, but I wouldn't say it was that one-sided of a victory where you would then instantly want to pick up that team, that player you were playing with that was subbing. So I want to know what they were thinking when it came to picking up Tom's. I know Tom is very, very good, and maybe that's why. Maybe it's the style they're after, the mechanical play he brings. Um, in that aspect, it could be that. Maybe that works well with, I believe, Zyrek. But I'm interested to see what happens there because you kind of have a clash of two styles of teams, I guess you could say. You'd have Speed Demons who are definitely now more mechanical than what they were before. I mean, you've got Zarek and Tom, who I'm assuming going to be on the field at the same time. And then you look to the other side and you just have the controlled dominance from the Mustangs, and they do have mechanics of their own. Chop going to be, I believe, the highest rated in the lobby by 5, just above Zyrek. Wondering to see if Chiwigo continues his absolute amazing streak that got him Player of the Week.
Definitely, it'll be interesting to see who shows up tonight. And as you mentioned, Speed Demons picking up Tom's, your fellow EU person, always, a risk picking up a new person. And I mean, especially with, as you mentioned it, the other EU person, it's very interesting seeing teams take risks on these guys with higher pings, considering they see you, CJ, in this league, and then they still are okay with EU people. So it's great to see that.
Okay, wait a
Great
second.
to see,
Hold up.
great to see people taking chances on EU folks. But Tom's is a great player. I think he is going to be kind of one of their X factors, I guess, for Speed Demons. He is definitely pretty mechanical for a 190. So I think it's very dependent on if he's hitting his mechanics on the night, if he's able to get the space and time that he kind of needs for those setups. But if he does, I think he'll be a great factor and great help, and I think Speed Demons can end up taking the series. But
Okay,
if
let's get into that actually. I'm very intrigued here. What is your pick for this week's matchup? Who do you think is going to win and how do you think they're going to do it?
I think I'll say Mustangs. I'll say Mustangs with a 2-1 win, but one game goes to overtime. So the Speed Demons still get 3 points, but Mustangs get four. That's what I'll say. How about you, CJ? What's your prediction on the match, the series tonight?
See, I've seen this story way too many times. I've casted it the last time. I thought the last team that Mustangs played against that I casted was going to beat them because I don't believe in this Mustangs team. However, they made me a believer, and I don't think Speed Teamers are the team that's going to take down this Mustangs team. I'm going to go Mustangs 2-1 like you, but I think every single game is going to be overtime.
Should be very interesting. We are getting called ops in the lobby. Zyrek, this will now become maybe some points. Maybe we'll watch you backflip. Maybe we'll watch you own goal. Who knows? Who knows? Obviously, it's up to you. But anyways, we do see the starting lineup. It is the expected Dave, Zyrek, and Tom's. We don't see the captain as we haven't really seen Skyripper around too much, but it's definitely their solid roster, kind of their planned roster for the moment. Um, and on the side of Mustangs, you got to imagine we'll have Chop, Choigo, and Golden Pickle, as I don't believe we've really seen F-150 Greyhound this season much either. So neither team really having subs that they're kind of using. And what do you think of that, CJ? Having a kind of consistent three-man roster.
Chemistry is key, man. Teams split up way too much. Not hating on myself. I do mine tactically. And yeah. Anyway, teams split up way too much before they've built chemistry and given it a chance to actually work. That's something that needs to stop. Even in pro like style of gameplay, it happens way too much. Teams need to build chemistry, and I think the best way to do that is pick three, slap them on the field, tell them it's you or nothing, and get out there and play. The pressure then lifts because they've played with each other so much. I mean, Scraps has predicted. Wait, what did you Scraps predict? Scraps, what did you predict?
And nobody
Speed
cares what
Demons.
Scraps predicted.
Scraps
Nobody cares.
predicted Speed Demons. So he's trying to counter the curse. However, Mustangs have been caster curse technically because we both predicted them to win. So hopefully they can break the caster curse and it doesn't go in favor of Speed Demons.
That's
Pickle
fair.
is bound to throw.
Scrap's a hater. Somebody ban this man. Man's a D1 hater. It's okay. I'll probably be hating a bit. I'll be hating on everybody. That's just because I'm a hater. But that's beside the point. We are at our match time, so we are just waiting on Mustangs to join up in the lobby. It should be a fun match all around. It's good seeing these guys kind of all around in the QRLS community. Feel free to join up the Discord if you are not already a part of the Discord. It's great times. People are interesting. You get to talk with people like CJ, which is
What is
something.
this, bro? What is your obsession with throwing?
I'm I'm I'm
Hey, fake
I'm
is at me.
selling the Discord with you. Is that a bad thing? Are you saying
I'm
that's a
not the one
bad
to
thing?
sell the Discord with. Sell it with yourself. You're the Batmobile. You're the interesting one.
Uh, anyways, you can also talk to people like Scraps, assuming he gets the audio situated right when he does.
Okay.
You also get to participate in
Oh,
these great teams, assuming we got our free agent scrambles we've been having throughout the season. We got another bye week coming up, but should be very interesting. We do try to keep things going, some activities going around, even in the off seasons, in the off weeks. So always stuff, always people to talk to, and just a great vibe all around. So definitely join that link in the kind of Twitch chat will show up, but should be a
hold
good
up.
match.
Are the
What?
Mustangs
Wait,
just
wait,
not
what?
going to show up tonight? Where are they? What?
Bro, it's 1 minute past the time. Chillax. I
Hey,
don't even know
they
what.
should be in here ready to go at least 70 minutes before the match, you know? Like, where's the dedication?
I don't know, man. Maybe they're in a game. Maybe they're warming up. Maybe they're actually scrimming like a team should. you know?
Okay, yeah, fair. What are speed demons doing in here? Go warm up. Go keep your fingers warm. Don't get iced.
They're getting ice. They're listening to the stream. They don't have a plan. They're clocked out mentally. You know what I'm saying? They're not locked in.
Yeah,
Speaking of which,
they're definitely shaking right now, thinking of all the teams that the Mustangs absolutely have annihilated, and realize that they're the next ones to go on the board of Mustangs victories.
yeah, who knows? I think with that being said, I do think Speed Demons are coming into this matchup a bit more perhaps hungry with the kind of getting back into the swing of things, seeing Mustangs as a good team and wanting to take them down versus Mustangs kind of treating this as perhaps just another week. So I think that could definitely play into that dynamic. But as we have seen, Mustangs definitely are just a solid all around team. So it'll definitely be interesting to see if that kind of, I guess, hunger, that drive, that motivation comes out tonight in anybody's gameplay.
I mean, I think it should, right? You've got people on the field, well, a person on the field that doesn't really get to play in QRLS matches, and that being Tom. He's going to want to prove himself. He's going to want to stay on that roster, you know what I mean? So he's going to come out probably a lot stronger than people realize. And I know he's been grinding. The man's recently hit GC in twos, so he's getting up there. And you look on the other side and you see the Mustangs. I know for a fact that Pickle has not been playing the game. That man has been playing every single game but Rocket League. Anytime I join a VC, he's on some random RPG game that I've never heard of before in my life that turns out to be 60 years old. So Mustangs might might come into this thinking this is just another team, another week. But on the other side, they've got everything to prove. And Scraps, I don't want to hear that. Shush.
Uh, Scraps hater. Scraps our producer for the folks that can't see the chat. Calling out CJ, saying even though he's EU, he's only on a team because he's a captain, because nobody could drop him. It's crazy hate. He also called CJ terrible at the game and a disgrace to EU. Scraps words, not mine though. Um, but Scraps definitely a hater. Scraps was a captain, and then he dropped captainship, and he hasn't been dropped yet. I think his new captain feels guilty about immediately dropping him is the problem.
Yeah.
So he remains on the team for now. Um,
And speaking of which, the Mustangs have arrived in the lobby. Let's get this underway. Go, please, now. There we
I
go. Get this
appreciate that you're
underway.
talking out what you are also typing in the chat.
Yep, that did happen. And the kickoff is going to be underway. Game one, match of the week comes to you live right now.
Uh, a golden pickle in the octane. We see him in the Fennec. We see him in the octane. It doesn't really matter. He's going to play like pickle plays. And as you mentioned, maybe not always locked in, but he's got Chiwigo and Chop on his side. They kind of do a lot of the heavy lifting as Chiwigo gets a great bump. It's not quite the team play coming out, but Chop gonna center this ball. Nobody backboard quite yet. As Mustangs definitely coming out early with the pressure. As Speed Demon's a bit on the back foot. Chop Jr. gonna shoot one on, but it's not on target. And Zyrek is going to get a counterattack for the first look for Speed Demons, but not quite able as they do get out of that pressure that Mustangs was keeping on early.
A beautiful little flick play there from the Mustangs. Attempted. Chuigo was on the end of it, couldn't put it on the net. There's going to be a lot of team play coming out from the Mustangs. That's the benefit of having the chemistry already there. As there's a shot on denied away by the new star of Speed Demons in Tom, as he's looking to make a breakaway. Goes to find Dave. Dave makes contact, but is challenged away by Chuigo. We have a lot of team play attempts so far, not really any solo play attempts, which is what you would expect coming out of the side of Speed Demons.
Yeah, it seems both teams are kind of keeping boost in defense, but not really boost on offense, as that's going to end up an open net for Mustangs and Chop able to put it away. Minute and a half in here, and Mustangs get the early goal lead. As I reckon Dave with a bit of a double commit doesn't leave anybody able to follow up on the clear. It's Mustangs take the lead here and still showing strong as they have throughout this season.
Yeah, and I mean, there's the chemistry or lack of chemistry, I should say, coming out for Speed Demons is they just made a change. They make a double commit there. I mean, the Zarek addition is not too old either. Is Tom gonna have to make a good save there? And another, he gets both stops, and now is gonna convert Speed Demons onto offense. Little fake jump there as he pops that one mid, chop the first to it, controls. Gonna look for the reset, finds Chuigo. Chuigo shot is on. Tom gonna have to deny that way off the crossbar, and he's playing amazing so far for the Speed Demons as he gets another back to back save. And here goes Chop Jr. looking for that midfield. Gonna be Zyrek to counter it and put it out. Misses the touch. Pickle's gonna have a free play for that midfield. Up it goes. Tom first to it. Counter attack for Speed Demons. Can it be made to be put through? But Chop is on it and stops it. It's going to be a lot of aggression coming out now for Speed Demons. They're trying to make something count, trying to lock down this Mustangs team, which no one has been able to do so far.
Yeah, a bit awkward there from everybody, but Mustangs get out of it. Speed Demons have had the majority of pressure, at least throughout these past 30 seconds or so. But kind of breaking out of their own half. Mustangs getting the ball out. Tom's from the corner, but early child from Chop. Chiwigo there gets the center, and Pickle is there for the open net, but he completely whiffs it. What a shot. But thankfully his team has already gotten the lead, so Pickle doesn't need to do anything. They still have the 1-0 lead. We'll see if that comes back to bite him though, as Zyrek now pushing away. No boost, and the own goal comes out
Oh
from
no.
Mustangs. Mustangs with both goals so far this game. However, one is in their net. So, bit of a rough chance there. Can't really blame him too much. He was just trying to get it and just ended up in the wrong position, puts it away in his own net. And already we see that open net earlier miss kind of coming back to bite the Mustangs. Zyrek's going to put one on, but cleared away. And I mean, you got both goals in this game. You kind of know the game's up to you. What do you think that does for the mental, at least kind of feeling in control, at least in that sense?
I think Chop Jr. is not going to really be bothered by it, to be honest with you. He gets so many goals that it's just like, it's just another, you know what I mean? Granted, it is the only goal Speed Demons have so far, so doesn't really do anything for Speed Demons. It's going to be a quick counter attack here from Mustangs. They love that little flick infield passing play. Not going to come out again that time. Dave looking for that clear. Chop is going to just let it go through, fakes out Tom. Tom now has to control. It's going to get denied away by Chiwigo, who looks to get it over Zyrek as well. He does. Dave last back, has to get a good clear. And it's going to be Chop again,
Oh,
putting one on his
oh
net. And
no.
that's 2-0
Oh
goals to
no.
Chop.
No. What a banger of a
Oh, well, there's the
series.
caster curse.
I always love to see own goals. Always hilarious. Um, it is crazy that the other team is winning solely off own goals. Mustangs have all the goals this series, and honestly, I believe Chop has all the goals this series. Honestly, just him alone, he's got the one for Mustangs and he's got the two own goals. So I mean, it's nice feeling in the sense that you are the one kind of in control. Like it's up to you to not play bad, and you can easily be winning. But at the same time, you are not winning because you played bad. So it's kind of tough to get past that mental hurdle or just move on to the next one.
Yeah. I mean, Pickle's going to hate himself for missing the open net. Mustangs have own goal twice. What is going on tonight? I mean, this is not the Mustangs you expected to come into this. I guess it's just complacency.
This is certainly a match of the week. Has been very interesting so far, and we have 0 seconds, but Tom's is going to ground it, and Speed Demons are going to take game one, or perhaps we should say Mustangs are going to lose game one, because, yeah.
We should say Chop has won game one, but for the opposing team. That's what we should say. Um, I don't know what's just happened. I don't know what I've watched. That was a 4v2. I don't think that is in the league rules. Um, where's our match admin production? Sort this out, please.
Scraps, he doesn't know what he's doing half the time. We're good.
Fair
We can
enough.
keep rolling on the game too. But Chop, you definitely. I mean, if you are the side of Speed Demons, you'll take it. But you definitely, well, theoretically, you shouldn't be counting on that to happen in the next two games. At least you gotta kind of figure something out your own selves without hoping to own goals, score everything, and do the work for you. But and I mean, Mustangs, like I said, you're not feeling too bad. You gotta imagine you're not gonna be doing it the opposite way again. Um, so definitely opportunities for both teams as we are back on Driftwood Nights. What? Driftwood map night mode for round to batch two. I don't even know what I'm saying. The same map,
Are
game two.
you okay?
Let's get it. I'm
Mustangs
not.
has broken Kip Tiro.
It's the quality of scrap streams that breaks me, man. I'm like used to a certain standard, and then I'm just like, oh yeah, it's scraps. My bad.
Job looking to start the aggression for Mustangs and find the goal. I mean, obviously not his net, but he is very good at that too, as he's proving so far. Dave, control. Gonna look to find that midfield. He does. That's gonna bounce down and dangerous, but it's cleared away by Chiwigo. Chiwigo really been playing decently for Mustangs. Haven't seen that star power come out yet. I want to see a bit more of what happened last time I casted him, where he was scoring literally everything. Chiwigo now. Look for airplay. Bad first touch, so he's not going to be able to get back to it. Tom does not make contact. Pickle now tries to find that midfield pass. Cyrek going to be the first to it. No follow up for Mustangs. There's Chop off that back wall. It's going to be Tom there to deny it out for Speed Demons. Dave now to Zyrek. Zyrek looking for control in the air. Can he do anything with it? He looks for a flip, but he didn't get it. Dave now. Look at this. Just put one on net, lob one, and see if it goes in. Should we go? Good save. I mean, it was trending towards his net. Maybe there's a magnet on the ball that goes into the Mustangs net.
Ooh, a little bit of a double jump there over the ball from Chiwigo. Maybe had a chance to get it on, but not quite finding the right control there. But this one might be up for Chiwigo as he puts it low, but saved away from Tom's goal line save, keeping the game even at the moment. But Mustang certainly keeping the pressure up, doing good this kind of past 30 seconds here, recycling offense. But we've definitely seen sometimes the speed demons so far this game have been low boost. But right now they're looking to manage to have get out of that as Tom's going in the air, meets Pickle on the back hole and shut down. But Speed Demons retaining pressure, but once again challenged away. We're seeing some offense here, some good continuous pressure, but things not being too threatening and being shut down pretty early.
Indeed, we are as Chop now looking to find Chiwigo. Chiwigo trying to pass over to no one, I guess. But I mean, it seems like Mustangs are really trying to rely on those passing plays as a counter
That
attack here for Speed Demons. No boost for Chiwigo, but it's saved away. Maybe a fast shot would have worked there, but Dave wanted a bit more control. As off the ceiling goes Tom. Looks to drop it down. Zarek. To be the one to 50 it and keep it alive for Speed Demons, but going to be a follow through for Dave. Pickle now, up off the ceiling. Double tap has happened, but Chop was not believing in it and decided to flip past the ball. And here goes Zyrek, shot on net. Chiwigo saves it away. This defense for Mustangs still holding. Don't know for how long. I don't know if Chop might put the ball in his own net again. I don't know what's going on here, to be honest with you.
yeah. And a bit more of just some clear out, clear back in as Pickle goes up for the ball and Pickle whiffs the ball. But Mustangs not getting punished for it. Still 0-0, 2 minutes left in this game. As Chop's just trying to get it around, but a lot of midfield action, nothing quite sustaining or too threatening yet. As some whiffs from the side of Mustangs are giving Speed Demons some ball pressure back, as that one's going to be off the crossbar and away. But Chiwigo is going to get the clear, but no boost left in the tank to keep the counterattack alive. That's going to be a pass in mid, but again, shut away, shut just in time. Shot not early enough, not placed enough. But I think both teams are doing a pretty solid job of shutting down the others' kind of passing plays, or at least trying to pass it mid, which is always a strategy teams go for in terms of just whether that's banging it off the back wall, banging it off the corner to get it mid. So I wonder if some of the more solo plays are going to work, as that one's going to just barely get past Zyrek. Direct not enough boost to reach it as Chop shoots it off the wall himself. Tom's a little bit late on the first chow, and Zyrek not able to follow up on it as Mustangs take the 1-0 lead. We saw them do this in game one, and then we saw them kind of throw it a bit in the game one as well, but they might be able to keep it here as that's going to be a flip reset, but no
Why?
need for the flip reset as Chop is scoring bangers.
In Dello, mate, he scored all 5 of the goals in the lobby so far. Chop 5, rest of the lobby 0, as Artemis says, the GOAT, the real GOAT. I mean, like, bro, Chop, chill out. You don't have to do this. You don't have to score every single goal in the lobby. You have a team, and the other team's meant to be scoring, not you.
You know, at least he's got 2 goals this game, but in the correct net this time. So,
I mean, you are
but
right. Chop,
the
gonna look for
Mustangs look
control. Gonna be Tom now. Uses all his boost to get one touch, can't get the reset, and Pickle has a free ball to send off that back wall. Good count, intercept there from Zyrek. No boost for him, so Tom is going to have to be the one to make contact. Chop not allowing it to reach Dave. As here goes to the back wall play for Speed Demons. Zyrek now looking to go through the corner with it. Good bump on the offense, but it's going to be left for Chiwigo to collect. Flick attempt is going to be denied by Tom. Demo's coming out for Speed Demons a bit too late, as that one could have potentially been a goal, but Speed Demons turn it up just a little bit too late.
yeah, Mustangs taking game 2 and tying up the series. Anybody's series at this point. Maybe they make me look like a genius and my prediction of 2-1 is correct. We shall see.
I
But
also predicted 2-1.
you know what? Next time I'm curious, I will ask you about that. Okay. But in the meantime, a great series so far. Chiwigo coming out that game with 3 saves. The only person on the side of Mustang with saves, being that kind of defensive anchor for the roster there. And you know, a game that Speed Demons were shut out that time. And with game 3 coming, I gotta ask you, CJ, if Speed Demons don't score a goal this game, do we consider it a perfect sweep?
Wait a
Or I guess
second.
they didn't
You've
sweep.
just
A
baffled my
perfect
brain.
like a shutout. Like a shutout, but they didn't score. Like a perfect sweep, but they didn't sweep. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it should be a perfect sweep, is what you should say. But I mean, Chop had other plans. I guess he wanted a bit more competition in the league, so he decided to play for the other team as well. I mean, when your team's that good that you could just play for the other team and it not really matter in the long run, you know, hey, who can blame him?
Yeah. Well, we're getting into game 3 here, and a person we have not talked about this entire series is Pickle going up for the ball, and perhaps there's a reason as he immediately loses the ball. The Speed Demons now taking the ball. Zyrek going there. Get some pressure, get Speed Demons on the counterattack. Get some early pressure, but Mustangs able to defuse it. Perhaps a pass mid. Chiwigo up, but no boost. Good play, but not enough in the tank to connect on it.
Just not enough in the tank indeed. Is Zyrek now looking to try and make control, but again, 0 boost for the Speed Demons. Mustang's doing a good job of starving away the offensive capabilities. As Flick coming out there, but the weakest one I've seen all series long. Pickle now drops that one down mid. He almost made his team get scored on there and cost them the first goal of the Speed Demons series so far. Here goes Zyrek, flip reset to the sidewall. I mean, fair enough.
Ooh.
As Tom now is caught out the offense of Mustangs and just slots one away from the back of his side of the field. Look at him go whack. And that one just makes it all the way in. Chop came way too far up thinking people were behind him and no one was behind him. So Speed Demon is showing life.
Beautiful long shot from Tom's. Teams will definitely get caught out by that a lot of times. They'll maybe get not the best 50 that ends up going to their opponent's net, which is what you want, but you got to have people there to follow up. And Tom's on the defense, able to clear it out, put it on target, catches them all out, and gives Speed Demons kind of their first, I guess, uh, real goal. But it's good to see them get some life in them as they are taking command here in game 3. looking to take the series up 1-0 on Mustangs, about a minute and a half in here. Tom's off the backboard, looking to get some control. Doesn't have quite enough boost, but still sets up his team pretty nicely. And a little double commit from Mustangs might work out if it's just off the post.
Dave now. Look at the creative offense of his own. Gets it past one, gets it past two. Pickle is going to be the one to save it and come in clutch there for Mustangs. Zyrek now. Off his own corner. He loves to be in the air, this man, so he goes for the ceiling, but Chop going to bump him off. It's going to be now cleared downfield. Chiwigo cuts it. Beautiful touch from him. He goes for control. No boost left, but Chop going to try follow it up, and Tom does get a good stop on it. Pickle now trying to find that midfield. No boost for Zyrek. Chiwigo knows it. He tries to lob one in the net, but Dave is back with something, and he gets the touch over to Tom. Musty flick attempt. No power on it, but that could have been a nice little goal for the, I guess, new player for Speed Demons. I mean, the only goal Speed Demons have, and the only goal any other person in this lobby has, is Tom. He is the only one with a goal besides Chop Jr.
Beautiful setup, though, from Tom's. Gives Zyrek the open net, and Speed Demons the 2-0 lead. Tom's just popping it past two on the side of Mustangs, not quite able to coordinate their challenges as they both end up diving for that ball. And Speed Demons looking more, I guess, threatening offensively. They didn't have any goals in game two. Kind of got perhaps a little bailed out in game one, but definitely in game three, they're getting and creating their own offensive chances.
They are indeed is a beautiful attempt of a flip reset there from Zyrek. No boost to really follow it through with, though. I mean, Tom is one of those players that if you give him the time and space, he is going to score on your net, and it's not nice if you were playing against him as there goes a midfield pass. Dave cannot really do anything with it, neither can the Mustangs. Chop attempts a flip reset, but then has to go back down. No flip from it. Zarek now plays it outfield. Dave is going to be lurking up there. Tom tries to make contact. Chiwigo just makes him bite, but that one's on net as Chop. Good save away. Big bang downfield buys the time for Mustangs as Chiwigo looks to put it off the back wall, gets the touch there. Tom doesn't make contact, leaves it for Dave. Gonna be control now on this side wall here. Dave gonna look to try force it through. Tom assisting in that. Gonna be Zarek now. Pops it up. Looks for just to keep the pressure alive, but no follow through from Speed Demons just yet. There's Tom making the touch. Denies Pickle's airplay. I mean, it's gonna be a lot to ask for Mustangs to bring this one back, but it's not impossible.
Speed Demons just keeping the pressure up for now in the meantime, but not getting any goals, but they don't really need to at this point. They're wasting the clock, running it down. They got their 2-goal lead at the moment. Mustangs are the one that need to get the ball rolling and rolling in the net for them. But good defense and solid clears are going to keep ticking away at the time as Chiwigo up for the early chow is not going to work out. Gets faked. Chiwigo up, hits it mid over Dave, but nobody there to put it away. It's a good opportunity, but nobody mid to finish it away. And I mean, at this point, you just gotta kind of keep sending people up on offense. You can't really afford to go back. Can't be afford to be missing the balls. And I mean, you're 10 seconds left. You kind of just gotta full send everything at this point. As Chiwigo's gonna put it on, but not enough. As Speed Demons are gonna take game three and take the series. And a great showing from them overall. Definitely showing up a lot more in game three after getting scoreless in game two, but Speed Demons taking the series.
Yeah, I mean, call it luck, call it whatever you want, call it misfortune, but Speed Demons have bounced back and they have shut down this Mustangs team. They kept them to 0 goals, which is important, but they also made their own offense, like you said. They actually looked creative. We're going to bring a player in right now for an interview, but I don't really know what there is to say after that. You know what I mean? There was absolute beauty out of Speed Demons in that last game, shutting down the offense of the Mustangs. Anyway, welcome in lovely Zyrek, and we will see
Hello.
what questions we have for you, Kaptira.
Well, I guess I just got to start out at the beginning of that series. Game one. I mean, game one was definitely a big who knows what. It was certainly one of the matches of Rocket League of all time. You guys end up getting that win, but you didn't really score, I guess, your own chances for it?
Yeah, yeah,
How does that kinda feel on the mental knowing you get the
oh,
points at least,
we
but
were laughing. It was hysterical. We have to give, like, the biggest thanks to Chop, cause he's the only reason we got either of our goals in that first match. So if anyone's getting a shout out, it's Chop Jr. on that one.
yeah, definitely unfortunate for that side. Guys did end up going scoreless in game 2, but game 3, you kinda locked it in. Were there any, I guess, specific changes you guys talked about between game 2 and 3 you kind of were aiming for?
Yeah, so we started realizing that Chop Jr. and Shiwigo have a lot more chemistry together than we originally thought. So we were just trying to deny them as many passing opportunities as well as get rid of any chances they have to sync up with each other. So demos were going pretty well for us. We were trying to find demos on any other back players on rotations.
Yeah. I think the demos were definitely catching people out at times, but congrats on the series. CJ, any questions you got?
I mean, I got no questions. I saw what I saw, and I'm pretty impressed. I mean, I guess one final question, Zarek. How does it feel that you picked up Tom and it paid off so
Oh my
well? I mean,
god.
you and Tom had the only goals the Speed Team has scored the
Oh my
entire
god.
series and still somehow won it.
Fantastic. We were talking about it in calls as well when you mentioned about the pickup with Toms. We picked up Toms because even during the game against the Rocketeers, we didn't feel as solid. Even though we won the series, we didn't feel as solid for when we played Hammerheads. It felt like we were just dominating the field regardless. So we picked up Toms because we knew he had presence, and as a low rated player, such an underrated pick. I'm shocked he didn't get grabbed by anyone else, and I'm glad he didn't get grabbed by anyone else.
Definitely the best EU player we have in the Discord.
Okay,
Is there any bit
Katiro,
of
I don't want to hear this. Stop this slander
guys,
right now.
I definitely agree with you on that, Kip.
Okay, all right. We're ending this here. Thank you, Zarek, for the interview.